4 fastest and cheapest Madden 20 Ultimate Team coins. Make sure you guys go check out my sponsor, EasyMut.com. Use code VENM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, it's on 75 here, back in the video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys another great run defense, and this one's going to come to us out of the 3-4 over ed formation. Now, this is very similar to a 4-3 normal. We are going to be in the New York Jets defensive playbook. It is also in the Ravens playbook. Those are the only two playbooks that have this formation. Well, like I said, it's very similar to a 4-3, so if you actually run a 4-3 normal, this run defense will help you as well. I'm in the 3-4 over ed just because it's in the Jets playbook. That is the playbook that I run on defense. Now, the play we're going to be running this out of is going to be the safety blitz. Now, I'll show you guys why we do that in a moment, but before that, I want to go over some personnel things that you want in your lineup. Now, I'm going to have my user right here with Bobby Wagner. He's the perfect user linebacker in a run meta just because he has those abilities. Now, the abilities that you want are Unfakeable, Secure Tackler, Tackle Supreme, Enforcer. Those kinds of abilities will help you. Also, if you get a good safety that has Enforcer, that can definitely help with some of these inside runs. So let's just come out in our play. I'm running it unflipped, so I also don't have baseline on. I'm not going to be baselining in the setup. Let's just start out of a wing tight. Now, very basic setup, but right off the bat, you guys see out of safety blitz. The reason that I run this play is look at these safeties. They're already down in the box. That just stacks the box. It is a man coverage base, so they're not going to get burnt over the top really. Now, anyways, the setup is going to be just simply slant outside, that's deep out to the left and the right stick up, and I'm going to go ahead and blitz all linebackers. Now, I want you to take a look at these angles that the player's on. You guys see the safeties are on these sort of in-breaking angles towards the inside hashes, which is going to be great for halfback dives. It's not good for these stretches that you definitely go against online. So something you're going to have to do, you guys see Kendricks and the safety are completely aligned in the same exact spot. You're going to have to move Kendricks back just a little bit. Now, you don't necessarily have to, but sometimes he's actually going to run into each other, which is going to hurt you a little bit. So just move him back like a couple yards. Now, you could also do this with KJ Wright just because in case they flip the run, you want to be prepared for everything. Now, that's pretty much all you really have to do. Like I said, slant outside and blitz all linebackers. Let's go ahead and snap our football here. You guys see Kendricks right there to make that tackle, even though he is a little bit slow, which is the reason that he might be getting outran right off the bat by Zeke. We have our user there, which is crucial. Now, you never want to get caught like standing around. You want to kind of move before he snaps the ball just so you get a little bit of a speed burst. So again, I'm slanting outside, blitzing all linebackers, just quickly moving these back. You guys might think, oh, that's a lot of steps. Or you might think it's a lot of steps just to move those guys. It literally takes 2 seconds before they even get to the line of scrimmage. A lot of runners actually flip their plays, motion, ton of that stuff. So again, I'm just going to be moving around with Wagner a little bit. I don't want to be set. Snap the ball. I'm able to run out. You guys see Michael Kendricks right there, as well as Bobby Wagner. So if I don't even user Bobby Wagner, if I just user the left side, the right side would still be blown up. That's how great this gap and the angle that Michael Kendricks is on right now. It's just super great to stop these stretches that I know you guys are struggling against because I struggle against them. So again, slant outside. The reason we slant outside is that we don't want Clowney to end up getting matched up on this right tackle here. Otherwise, Kendricks likely would get hit by Jason Witten, that tight end right there, the A tight end, because we all know the B tight end is going to block the cornerback, but if Clowney ends up getting suctioned by the right tackle, then we are kind of screwed, and it's really all going to come down to our linebacker. But if we slant outside, then we're going to have Kendricks coming free as well as Wagner. So that's just the reason that I'm slanting outside. So again, go ahead and snap the football here. Kendricks right there, Wagner right there. You guys see Zeke's breaking Kendricks' tackle every time just because he's a low overall linebacker, and it's obviously one of the best running backs in the league. But it ends up not mattering just because we have Bobby Wagner right there. So again, slant outside, blitz all linebackers, quickly snap the ball. Now, that was a case where I forgot to move Kendricks back, and you guys see he ended up getting picked up. Like I said, it's perfectly fine because we're still there with Bobby Wagner, but you definitely would rather have that guy be in his spot just because you obviously want 2 people to stop the run rather than 3. Again, Kendricks right there, Wagner right there. No way that he can really avoid that, especially if you have an unfakeable ability. Let's go on to the run now. Now, the run, again, I'm going to basically run the same setup. Now, you're not going to really know if your opponent's running dive or stretch, which is why this Setup is pretty much going to be the exact same now. Just go ahead and snap the ball. Wagner, he should come through. Now, he actually did get picked up. That was a bad user by me, which is my fault. So again, I'm just going to come out in the setup. Usually those safeties will be there for help. You could, again, move these guys back just in case he runs the stretch, because you're not going to know in-game if he's running dive or stretch. I usually like to start off over here on this left side. Oh, shoot. I am still in stretch, but boom, Michael Kendricks. I was playing the dive, and Kendricks still was able to get there. So you actually could play the dive a little bit more if you even wanted. But like I said, there's no way you're going to know if your opponent's running stretch or dive, which is why you need the defense to be set up the same. So again, let's audible to a dive here. I kind of like to use her over here on the left side if you know it's dive. Now you can still get over there for stretch, but typically you want to stay in the middle. I usually lurk over to the left a little bit. Boom. Move him back and just run through. Now I'm going to show you guys the replay there because it was probably a little bit fast. You might have not caught it. So let's head to the replay here. Now I want you to watch my user. I'm going to bait Connor Williams. Great thing is that the D tackle is picked up by the center. Boom, everyone does their jobs. Look at that safety coming through as well, number 27. He actually ends up getting looped by Lael Collins. Surprising animation, but boom. That's not going to make a difference. Just shoot through that gap. You could even sort of just stand over to the right side and you would even come cleaner, but this looping animation, you're just going to have so much steam that it's just going to force a ton of fumbles. I'll show you guys that again here. Slant outside, blitz all linebackers, move these guys back a couple of steps, and from dive. I actually did get picked up, but you guys see the safeties coming through. That is a 71 overall safety on a 95 running back. Keep that in mind when he's breaking all these tackles, but he was stopped in the backfield. Again, they're actually missed with my linebacker, so I guess you kind of can't just sit there. You just want to boom, move over there. Again, I get caught in stretch, but boom, we're bagging stretch easily. I'll just show the dive one more time, and then we'll head into an I-form look because I know this isn't the only formation that you guys are going in. So again, boom, run our setup, and audible to a dive, snap our football. And you guys see, easily coming through. He might get bumped, but he's not going to get picked up really, and he's going to lay a hit. Especially with Enforcer, you're not going to be able to do anything. Zeke's literally catching the ball and getting hit. Super fast run defense. So I'm going to come out in the same defense, obviously, here. And let's just head into an I-form H wing. This is a very popular run formation. I'll show you guys the dive. Now, the dive is going to be a little bit more difficult to stop. Obviously, we have another player, which will be our fullback here. But those safeties are going to come in clutch. It should not make too big of a difference. So again, I'm slanting outside, blitzing all linebackers, moving Kendricks back, moving KJ right back. And we're still using him now. This one's going to be a little bit tougher. Again, they have a fullback. This stretch is probably a little bit better in my opinion, if I had to say, just because more times than not, this fullback is actually going to pick up Michael Kendricks here. So that's why this particular situation, the user is going to be very important to the play. So boom, he's going to get picked up. We're right there with our user. As long as you get a unfakeable. This is why I recommend unfakeable so much, just so you can't get spinned out. You can't get juked out. A lot of times in those one-on-ones, people are just going to jukebox their way out. Unfakeable is such a crucial chemistry. Tackle Supreme you could use instead of unfakeable, and you could just spam it to get those conservative, but I like unfakeable and enforcer to force those fumbles. So again, slant outside, do our setup. Now, if you kind of want this guy a little bit more outside, if you have extra time for the play, you could move Diggs over to this right side. It's not really going to do too much, but sometimes he will get picked up by the fullback. Now, Kendricks actually whiffed there a little bit, but it was set up perfectly for two people to come through. Again, let's just move Kendricks back. Now, in this I-form wing, there's obviously no stretch, no worries of him running stretch to this left side, so you wouldn't have to set that up. But in like an I-form tight, you might have to. There, perfect setup. You guys see Michael Kendricks comes shooting through that gap. My user was even off a little bit. I was like overrunning the play. Doesn't matter. Kendricks right there. So I would definitely recommend moving that safety out if you have time, like right about here. Sort of aligned with that cornerback a little bit, just because it's going to open up Kendricks a little bit more. Even if he doesn't, we were there with Bobby Wagner. If he tried to cut it back inside, we had other people there as well. So I'll show you guys this just a couple more times, and then we'll head back into the halfback dive. So definitely the setup for this, just move Diggs out a little bit, move Kendricks out, obviously. And you guys see he's coming through every time. This is a slow, like 75 overall linebacker, just completely destroying anybody's run now. Obviously, in Ultimate Team, you want those high overall guys if you have access to them. But all it takes is just a little bit of movement, and you're perfectly right there with Michael Kendricks. I don't need my user to be there at all. I could be usering the cornerback, and I would still be shooting his run. So one last time here, slant outside, blitz all linebackers, move Kendricks back, snap the ball. And again, that is it. That is the setup with an out-moving dig. So when you move that safety over to the right a little bit, it's just going to open your run up a little bit. If against I-form tight, you kind of want to move like both these safeties out, both these linebackers back. Now, you might think that takes a lot of time. It shouldn't take too long unless they're just completely coming out snapping A, but most runners don't do that. So I actually don't want to move those guys out there, but let's just run the play. Obviously not there with our user, but let's head into the halfback ISO. Now, ISO, you could run a different setup if you know they're running dive, but like I said, there's no way to run dive, so I'm just going to set up pretty much the same defense, move Kendricks back, digs over a little bit. Now, against this particular formation, I'm going to move Blair in, actually, just so that he's going to shoot this gap a little bit. I'm actually going to use her over here with Wagner. Now, let's just audible here, snap the ball. I actually did get picked up there, so my fault. I probably shouldn't have used her there. But for dive, like I said, you can just come out here, basically run the setup. Boom, we're in the wrong play again. I just keep forgetting to audible. Alright, we're good. Boom, runner setup. Wagner's right there. The safety's coming through. So, boom, perfectly fine. You have the strong safety and the free safety on those in-breaking angles. Like I said, it shouldn't be an issue. Just moving them out a little bit for that other stretch setup. And you actually kind of like to back up on this dive just because you could get picked up really easily. Here, I forget to audible for the 2000th time. But I'll show you guys this one last time, and then we will conclude our video. So, ISO, slant outside, blitz all linebackers. Let's move these guys over a little bit. Alright, we're good. Did I audible? Yes, sir. And we are right there. Shoot, the safeties actually took a terrible angle there, but I missed with my user. So that's going to go ahead and do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well for some more Madden 20 content in the future. And peace. I'm out of here.